Welcome to 6th Standard History class. In this lesson, we will discuss Vedic culture in North India and the megalithic culture in South India. Now, let's look at the first one, Vedic culture in North India. The Vedic age itself is divided into the early Vedic period and the later Vedic period. The reason being that society underwent tragic changes from the time the first Vedas were written to the appearance of later Vedic scriptures. The Vedic period is the period in the history of India during which the Vedas, the oldest sacred texts of Hinduism, were being composed. So, the Vedic age began with the arrival of Aryans. They came from Central Asia through Khyber Pass of Hindu Kush mountains. The Aryans were Indo-Aryans language-speaking, semi-nomadic pastoralists. They practiced the slash and burn agriculture. What is slash and burn agriculture? It is a farming method that involves clearing the land by cutting and burning all the trees and plants on it. Cultivation is done there for a short time and then abandoned. People then move to a new place of land for cultivation. In the Vedic times, the Aryans' homeland was Punjab. As it was the land of 7 rivers, it was called Saptasindhu. During this period, iron plows and axes were widely in use. The period that followed Rig Vedic age is known as Later Vedic age. The Aryans of Vedic age had reached the highest stage of civilization. This age had excelled in every walks of life. All the valuable things in man's life, philosophy, religion, science, and code of conduct were all developed in the Vedic age. Vedic literature can be classified into Srutis and Smriti. The Srutis comprise the 4 Vedas, the Brahmanas, the Aryangas, and the Upanishads. They are considered sacred and eternal. Smriti is a body of texts containing Itihas, Puranas, Tantras, and Agamas. They are not eternal and they are subject to change. The Vedic civilization is best understood from the polity and society, social organization, status of women, economic life, religious beliefs. First one, polity and society. Rig Vedic polity was kinship based. Kula was the basic unit of the polity. Kula, the basic unit, was under a head called Kulapati. Several families joined to form a grama. It was headed by Gramani. A group of villagers was called Vis and it was headed by Vijayapati. Several Vis formed a Jana. Later, when the Jana settled in a specific region, it came to be known as a Janapata. The head of the Jana was known as king. The main duties of the king were to protect the people, collect taxes, and run the administration efficiently. Rajan was the head of the tribe. His power was limited by assemblies named Vidata, Sabha, Samiti, and Kana. In later Vedic period, many tribes were amalgamated to form Rastras. Coming to the next one, social organization. The early Vedic society, there were 3 divisions. The general public were called Vis, the warrior class was called Satriyas, and the priestly class was named Brahmanas. In later Vedic society, there were the Varna system include land owning Vaisyas and skilled workers called Sudras. Now look, let's see next topic is status of women. During the Vedic period, women had a respectful position. Child marriage and sati were unknown during this period. Women were denied right to inherit property from their parents. In the later Vedic period, the role of women in society as well as the status even within the family declined. Education was denied to them and widow remarriage was not encouraged. Coming to the next topic, economic life. Economy in the Vedic period was sustained by a combination of pastoralism and agriculture. Primary occupation was cultivation of land, agricultural products, barley, wheat, rice, cotton, oilseed. Ochre-colored pottery was attributed to this period. In this map, showing distribution of OCP sites in study area along with excavated. When Aryans permanently settled in Sindhu and Punjab regions, they began to practice agriculture. In this period, the staple crop was java. In later Vedic period, the Aryans tamed elephants apart from cow, goat, sheep and horse. There were jewelers, dyers and smelters. Barter systems was prevalent. Pottery of this period was painted clayware culture. They used Niska, Satmana and Krishnala for business and transaction. These people used gold, iron and copper. They worshipped sky gods like Prithvi, Agni, Vayu, Varna and Indra. The Gurukula system of education was followed. The Sishyas reside with their guru. They served the teachers and gained knowledge from them. Rote learning and oral tradition of teaching were in practice. In later Vedic period, Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa were considered the four stages in life. As people used both copper and stone, this period was known as Chalcolithic period. Towards the end of Iron Age, people stepped into the megalithic culture. As the burial places were covered with big slabs, this period is called megalithic period. Artifacts like ants, pottery, iron implements, and stone beads were unearthed in Adichanallur in Thuthukudi district. Excavation in Keeladi have produced evidence for brick buildings and a well laid out drainage system. Tamil Brahmani inscription and pottery, beads of glass, balls, gold ornaments, iron objects, shell bangles, and ivory dies have been unearthed. These samples have been dated to 200 BC. They bear witness to Indo-Roman trade relations. Grave goods, glass plates, iron swords, Tamil Brahmani scripts, and pots filled with rice have been unearthed at Porundal in Dindigul district. Many artifacts have been found at Payampalli in Vellore district and Kodumanal in Erode district. Domains have been unearthed in Veeraraghapuram, Kumalamarudupatti and Narsinghampatti. These megalithic domes have two or more vertical stones with a single stone lying across the burial site. Monolithic pillows planted in memory of the dead were found in Singaripalayam and Vembur. They are called menhir. Hero stones have been unearthed in Manur, Vellalankotai, and Puliman Kombai.